Good morning. So today is episode 2, technically, of my little distance learning mini series. I just wanted to show you this add-on for Google Slides today called Pear Deck. If any of you have used Cami before, it's similar to Cami, but in my opinion, the interface is just much more user-friendly. So for your younger kids, your younger students, it's just much easier way to give them an interactive worksheet. So anyway, to get started, you're going to want to have your slide in JPEG form, or just make one slide. So you'll make your format your slide to be blank, and then you'll add your worksheet in. You can take a PDF and actually just take a picture of it and make it into a picture to upload here. Or what I use is I have an add-on on my Chrome called Chrome Capture, which allows you to just pull over something like this and take a screenshot of it, and then you can drag and drop that picture into your Google Slides, and that will be your worksheet to start with. But to get Pear Deck, you're going to go into add-ons in Google Slides, and you're going to do Get Add-ons, and you'll search for Pear Deck, but it's right here, and you'll see that mine says it's installed. This add-on is free for 90 days, and then after that it's like $149.99. And I'll tell you, I've used it so much that I probably will be going ahead and purchasing this personally, because it's a year's worth subscription for $150, and for distance learning it has been wonderful, especially for my younger groups. So anyway, once you get it installed and you have your worksheet on your Google Slide, it's very simple to use. You just click on your add-ons, you go to Pear Deck for Google Slides add-on, and then you open Pear Deck add-on. And then it gives you these options here. I have not actually used any of these. I only use Draw, and the reason I use Draw is because you can still add text. You can add marker, or you can use a marker, a pencil, there's an eraser, but I'll show you all those in just a second. Anyway, so you're going to I click Draw, and it applies it to any slide that's in your presentation. And it says that students can draw anywhere on the slide, which is wonderful, and then you start the lesson. So when you start the lesson, you're going to want to do a student-paced activity. This allows for your remote learners to do the worksheet on their own time, and also allows for students in class to do it on their own time. So this, if you do real time, everybody has to follow along with you in class, which would be fine if you're all in class, or if you're doing a Zoom meeting, that would be great. But I don't Zoom with my remote learners simply because we're in person teaching most of the time, and I only have 12 to 16. I'm not sure how many remote learners I have, but not very many. So the student pace just works better for me. But anyway, you click on the one you want, and you're going to sign in with Google. And what this does is it launches a code. This just gives you reminders about your teacher dashboard. Just got it and get through it. But this is going to be your link right here. I've never done it as shared to Classroom. I always do it as the link. So I copy, and then I go into my Google Classroom. Now I've already created a lesson for my students to follow along with. I'm going to create a worksheet to go along with this lesson. So when I get in my Google Classroom, I'm going to create an assignment. I'm going to call it Week 6 on a log worksheet. I'm going to tell my students, please complete the interactive worksheet by clicking the attached link. And then I'm going to add a link. And I do Control V to paste. You can also just right click and paste if you need to, but you add that link in. And then you can set your points, which I always make mine 5 points. For my younger kids. And then I'm going to set my due date and put it in my topics, which I always do under worksheets, and then I just click assign. Now on the student end of things, let me get logged into my student account here. When I go, I'll see my week 6 assignments here. I click on the view assignment and I do sign in. And it always gives you this fun little how are you feeling question. Kids can skip it if they want, but I think it's fun to answer it. So today I am feeling happy. Now, down here, it gives you all kinds of different tools you can use. And again, like I said, this is just, the interface is just so much more user-friendly than Kami, because in Kami, you've got all of these things on the side that are complicated and little kids struggle to understand where to go or what to do. But it's great because you have this toggle button so you can make your, the size of your pin marking larger or smaller. You can put in straight lines. You can use highlighter if you're doing something like a worksheet where you want kids to highlight the nouns or highlight the, for regular classroom ed stuff. But for music class, I'm sure you could find reasons to use the highlighter. Like if you put, I don't know, maybe a sheet music and have kids highlight all of the notes that are A. That would be great for like beginning band. You could have them highlight all of their new notes on a worksheet. That would be cool. But anyway, this is the text button. And again, it has a sizer, so you can make it really big or really small. So for this particular worksheet, the kids are going to be using text, and they're also going to be using pencil because it says to label each house with the correct syllable, and then they're going to use their pencil to circle, step, or skip. But to use text, you simply click the T, you pick your font color. I don't know, I tell kids they can pick whatever color they want because it doesn't matter to me. And they're going to click where they want to type. Now, if it doesn't click exactly where you want it, just click the T again and click where you want it. So this one is obviously law. Then we're going to have, I might change my font color. This one's going to be soul, etc., etc. So then they come over here with their pencil and they can make it whatever. I mean, they don't want it to be huge, obviously, but I always tell them to drag it all the way down, especially for when we're doing trace and fill worksheets, because that gives them a little more control over what they're drawing. But again, I don't care what color it is. You just go ahead and you circle the right answer. And when they finish the worksheet, all they have to do is click the little X on the tab, and it saves their progress automatically. Now let's talk about how a teacher will view the finished worksheets and what that looks like. So you're going to go to the tab and you're going to go to peardeck.com. And the first time you go in, it'll ask you to log in, set up your login and everything, but I'm already logged in here. So when you get in, this is what your home screen looks like. You want to go to sessions. Now this one today is the session that I just created. I always forget to name my sessions before I start, but you can see I have several sessions that are open. These buttons over here show, these are like a slideshow of what's going on or each individual worksheet. But if you want a quick overview of what your students have done, you're going to click on the dashboard button, which is this one here. Let's look at these 2, 4, 6, 8 worksheets that we did last week. So if I click on my presentation view, you can see that, I have 0 students in this presentation. So we're going to go back out of this one. I'm going to show you an example that I have students on. I probably created that one as just an example, so I should close that. Let me close that session. You can click the 3 dots and you're going to end session. Now if I go here, okay, so see we have several submissions here and it gives you the student name in the bottom left-hand corner. You can also star or leave feedback for each student. So some of my students understood it a little bit better than others, but you can see all of their work here. Some of them get kind of creative with how they fill out the worksheet, which is nice. But what I do basically is I just keep track of who's turned them in, and then I go into my Google Classroom and I go to, I'm sorry, this is my student one. I go into grades and then I just give them a grade for their assignments. So that is how to use Pear Deck. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks. Bye.